In 2018, I made a conspiracy-styled video inspired by Shane Dawson, where I questioned the child's safety of TikTok. 3 years later, it turns out that Shane Dawson had his own problem with children, and I would find myself befriending a fellow creator from TikTok, whose content reminded me of the problematic content Shane used to make early in his career. This is not clickbait.
If you've watched a YouTube video or logged onto Twitter or Instagram lately, you've probably seen a TikTok video.
TikTok has actually gotten sued for a lot of money because their privacy standards for children were being questioned. On Instagram or Twitter, users under 13 weren't really allowed to have accounts, but on TikTok, they knowingly allowed kids under the age of 13 to use their app.
Mother, why are there handcuffs in the bed? Those are for your father, child. Now out of my room and back into the basement. Mom, the vanilla icing in your bed was so good. Mom, can I get lotion? I guess you can have some. Wait a minute, child. You seem a little too happy to get some lotion. What are you going to use it for?
The more you dig deeper into, what goes on, it's pretty crazy. I've been quiet about this for too long, and I worry about the harm that could be done to these children if nothing is done to stop his behavior. This is the story of Victory Rider and how we let him slip under the cracks and get away for so long. After watching Shane Dawson get rightfully canceled all those months ago, I thought that maybe in the future we'd be able to see this coming. Unfortunately, that was not the case, as we've seen someone emerge into huge relevancy using these same tactics that Shane Dawson did all those years ago. But this time it's on a new emerging app, TikTok. The creator I'm about to talk about was my former friend.
And joining me, the one and only Rose Mulet.
Because you two know me. I've talked to you guys a lot.
Yeah.
And he currently has over 1.1 million followers, most of them children, and he's well aware about their age. And if you don't believe me that his audience is children, literally go to any one of his popular videos, click the sound, and you'll see the people that duet and respond to these videos, they look like they're 10. They're all underage. He makes his content specifically for children. I'm making this video because if nothing is done to stop this behavior, this could severely impact the lives of some of these children in a very negative way. Anyway, I was rewatching D'Angelo Wallace's video on Shane Dawson, and I was shocked at just how many parallels there were between Shane Dawson's old content and the TikToks that Victory Rider is posting right now.
These are children. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Granted, he didn't say kids.
Can I have a Coke? Oh, darling, we don't do sugary drinks in this house. Unless that's not what you mean, child.
Please give me Coke.
Mother, I dropped the soap. Somebody's behind me and I'm not turning into a dirty gay.
He not only knows that his audience is young, he caters to a younger audience.
You're the best children a mother could ask for. I don't even know what kind of mother I would be without my children.
This was an intentional thing that he was doing. It's simply abnormal behavior that needs to be addressed.
And the thing for me is if I know that someone in my life is doing something wrong, I cannot stand for that behavior. At the time he was posting this content, I had made 2 songs with him. I tried to make excuses for him because he was my friend. But eventually I just came to the realization that this content is genuinely disturbing and something needs to be done about it. This is a grown man in his 30s responding to sexual comments made by literal children on a public platform, and yet nothing has been done about this. And deep down, I think even his fans know that something is wrong.
Mother, why is there a pink cucumber in your room? How do I explain this, child? See, that is a dip, Mother.
Mother Victory is actually not all about this. This is very inappropriate. You guys gotta stop doing this.
But the absolute breaking point, and the moment that I decided that I just need to stop being friends with this person, was when Victory Rider posted a video of himself singing to WAP. A fan of his then duetted the video. Obviously I'm gonna blur the face, but this is what that person looks like. Very clearly a child. This person was also a mod in his Discord, so he knew exactly who it was. So this person duetted the video showing only their bottom half dancing to WAP, and then Victory Rider duetted the video while grinning like it was nothing. That video has over 150,000 views. It is still up. TikTok has done nothing. And just a content warning, this is genuinely disturbing, so if you want to close your eyes, now's the time to do so.
Mother, can you sing WAP? Why, yes, child. Such a naughty song. Gobble me, swallow me, drip down side of me, quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be a rundown.
Okay, you can open your eyes now. I have no idea how you can make content like that and expect to get away with it.
It's just ultimately very distressing stuff to see that this was so blatant. The fact that he got away with it because nobody in his life at any point would stop him is disgusting.
So eventually I came to the realization that I just had to say something. I had to speak up about this. I can't let this behavior continue for any longer. So I told myself I was willing to risk this friendship, and I had to tell him that there was something seriously wrong with the videos that he was making. So I messaged him, and at the end of our conversation, he blocked me from all platforms. These are the DMs that I sent. It started off like any other conversation. Me and him talk a lot, so he kind of jokingly mentions how, I think since I have such a young audience, I should study shows like Mr. Rogers or Blue's Clues or Sesame Street, make the next Baby Shark song. And I reply with, I mean, you can definitely tone down some of the sexual jokes. It's a bit weird considering your audience is so young, not gonna lie. And he says, what's weird? And I say, making sexual jokes to a child audience. He says, what sexual jokes? And I say, some of the TikToks you make. He says, replying to the comments they leave me. And I say, yeah. And I say, I just think it's fair to address my concerns with you privately. But if I'm being completely honest, it looks weird when a lot of your content is you replying to sexual jokes made by children. Obviously, when you reply to them, you encourage those types of comments, and your child fans will make more of them to try to get your attention because he's such a big influencer with over 1 million followers. And I put in parentheses, the reason you get so many mother comments is because that's what you reply to, and your fans, who are literal children, want you to reply to them in a video. I don't think you're a bad person at all. I'm trying to be nice, you know? I'm trying to address my concerns, but in a way, hopefully he'll listen to them. I just think that that's something to keep in mind. I don't believe you had bad intentions, but sometimes I'm afraid to show anyone your TikTok page because I feel like they'd be turned off by all the videos of you responding to children making sexual comments. Again, I believe that I'm being very reasonable. I think any sane person would look at those videos and be disgusted by them. And I say to him, it'd be a lot easier for me to just overlook it, but I want to bring it up because I care about you and I don't want it to be a problem for you down the line. So that you keep growing and more eyes are going to be exposed to you, and because I care about the children, obviously. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I just worry sometimes. And he responds with, I'm sorry that you view my content at such low standards and you're embarrassed by me, but at the same time, try to use me to get more clout. At least that's how I feel. I'm going to take a break from our chat. And then he kind of tells me, oh, how I've been rubbing him the wrong way. And I respond with, what have I said that's rubbed you the wrong way? I'd rather you just be honest with me so we can talk about it privately. You contacted me back in October and told me that you wanted to make music with me, and through that we started talking more and became friends, as it seemed like we both enjoyed each other's presence, which is why we talked so much over the past few months. I didn't know much about your content at the time. I was just grateful that another creator wanted to work with me. The more I started to know about you, the more I watched your content, and some of it rubbed me the wrong way. But I knew you well and knew you were a good person, so I saw the best in you. Oh, and that's another thing, by the way. If he was literally anyone else, I would have been so much harsher to him, but because he was my friend, I was just willing to overlook so many things that honestly were just red flags. I like you, but sometimes I don't like your content. That's all I'm saying. And I think it's fair to bring up my concerns about it. It's not a personal attack against you, and it saddens me that you saw it that way. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying how I feel, but I prefer to be upfront about it, even if it winds up risking our friendship, which would be a shame because I like you and I genuinely want what's best for you, which is why I'm saying this privately. Yes, we all want clout, but I'd be having the same conversation with you if you had 1 million followers or 1,000 because the principle is still the same. I'd have nothing to gain and everything to lose by talking about this, and it'd be so much easier to just keep my mouth shut, but I respect transparency and doing what's right. Let me address you claiming that I'm using you for clout. Yes, I know you have 1 million followers. I'm not blind to that reality. I celebrated every milestone with you. I may not be a fan of all your content, but I made sure to be there for your live streams because we were friends and I wanted to support you. Do I wish I had 1 million followers? Of course I do. But the Sims song going as viral as it did taught me that I can create something of value that can get me noticed by a ton of people, and I feel a lot more secure in myself now than I ever have. I've learned to just accept things for how they are now and trust the process. What's important to me is that I'm doing what I love and that I'm happy doing it. I'm 20 and still have a lot of time to figure everything out. I've learned to be patient and trust that everything will work out in the end. The people at my school think I'm TikTok famous and are proud of me whether I have 20,000 followers, 200,000, or 2 million. My parents are proud of me for what I've accomplished, and they're happy that I'm happy. Of course I want to keep growing, but even if this is it for me, I feel like I've already proved myself to everyone who said I'd never be anything, and that's enough for me. If I really was just using you for clout, then I'm doing a terrible job at it. Most of the followers I have on TikTok I had before I met you, and being your friend has resulted in me gaining hardly any followers, if at all. Maybe like 10 to 20 people follow me on TikTok because of you. I'm friends with you because you've supported me and I enjoy your presence, like I assume you've enjoyed mine. And if you don't, then I have no idea why you've stuck around with me this long. You're not obligated to. I've always thought you've enjoyed talking to me, and if you didn't, then I was never aware of that, as I had no reason to assume otherwise. Me thinking it's cool that you have 1 million followers isn't the same as me using you. It just means that I'm happy for your success, as any supportive friend would be. I never asked you to promote me on your TikTok because the video would flop, and honestly your followers probably wouldn't care about me anyway, and that's not the point of us being friends. If they follow, they follow. If they don't follow, they don't. I'm not in control of that, and I just assume most of your followers don't care enough about me to follow me anyways. Maybe have the wrong impression of me because of the mistakes I've made in the past, and I understand that, but I'm just gonna keep being me, and if people connect with that, then that's even better. If I make 50 videos that flop, it won't matter because it'll all be worth it when the 51st video blows up. I know I'm not a perfect person. What's important is that I feel like I'm finally at peace with myself. Whether we remain friends, never speak again, or you decide to blast me, that's your choice. All I know is that I just want to live authentically, and if me bringing up my concerns because I care about you and sometimes worry about the content you make and how it could backfire on you means that we can no longer be friends, then it is what it is, I guess. Just know that I wish the best for you moving forward regardless, and maybe you don't see it that way, but I do. Anyways, I enjoyed our talks. Hopefully you did as well. I know it's long, but hopefully you read the messages I sent you when you get the chance. I tried to explain myself and my position to the best of my ability. If you want to respond and explain your issues with me, which I had no idea about until just now, you're always welcome to. I'd be willing to talk this out with you if you're interested. I don't have to be a fan of all of your content to be your friend, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. And then he responded with, that makes sense. I don't expect everyone to like every last video I create. I just don't like being told what kind of content I should be creating. I think people either compare me to a drag queen, a gay Asian, or an Asian creator, and the first who make content for adult audiences. It's almost a double standard to tell me that I should be making children content when you know I do drag, and drag is not usually kid friendly. Okay, first of all, I don't like the deflection here. Like, this has nothing to do with you being in drag and everything to do with the fact that if your child fans are leaving you sexual comments, you shouldn't be replying to them. You shouldn't be joking about it. You shouldn't be encouraging that behavior. It has nothing to do with you being gay or being Asian. Like, if a straight white dude did the exact same thing that you did, I would have the exact same issue. And then he says, like, have you been to a drag show? It's like telling Lady Gaga to wear more clothes, not cuss, and to not be an adult. Fact. Yes, a lot of the content she makes is sexual and it's on the internet. All the pop stars you admire, like Ariana Grande's new album, is all about sex. Like, I don't appreciate when people will see me as a nun because that goes against everything I stand for. If I can't be openly gay, I'm not representing my community. If I'm a regular Asian person with no sexuality and all I do is lip sync, people will think I'm straight, and I don't want that. Okay, first of all, I don't understand why he thinks like his sexuality is being threatened. Like, you're allowed to express your sexuality without responding to comments made by literal children talking about sexual things. Some of the comments made by these children were deeply disturbing, and you definitely did not need to duet that WAP video. It's just amazing to me that in his reply, he claims that it's just me attacking him because he's gay and Asian, instead of like actually addressing the fact that this content is just deeply disturbing. It's just blaming everyone but himself. And so he literally has the audacity to say, so yeah, just because I'm not white, people will hold me to a different standard, and that's offensive. According to him, the only reason I'm criticizing him for his sexual content involving children is because of his race. And I respond to him by saying, being an Asian / being a gay Asian, I'll never understand that or what that's like. Racism sucks. Homophobia sucks, but that's not the issue. And he says, thank you. My debut album I made before I met you was super explicit. It's not my fault that my audience is drawn to my art. It is your fault when you preferably call your fans your children and directly respond to the sexual comments made by your children, encouraging it. But, you know, I think pop stars drag queens, music artists shouldn't be told to tone down their work just because they have influence. Madonna certainly has it. Even when you're old like Madonna or Britney, people tell them they should cover up because they're too old to show skin. People will talk. No idea how he thinks that any of these are related to each other. Then he tells me, if you've ever been to a drag show, like not just the ones in clubs, but in theaters with full production, it's the most R-rated thing ever. They warn you, we told you not to bring the kids, so it's your fault, and everyone laughs. Same warning at a Gaga Vegas show. Here's what I don't get. He says in this DM, it's like drag is this rated R thing and we should never bring kids to it. Meanwhile, in his content, he literally calls his fans his children and makes a sexual joke. So it's kind of like he's contradicting himself. He's like, I say not to bring the kids. Meanwhile, he's like inviting the kids in his own videos. And I respond with, I've never seen a drag show. He responds with a facepalm. And he says to me, why do you keep saying you have to cut down on the sexual stuff? Stop holding me to a double standard, Rose. Okay, so we're not cool. You totally don't understand anything I said. And I said, explain to me. And he said, Bridgerton is the #1 show on Netflix. Would you let your kid watch it? I said, I haven't seen it yet, but I should because I hear it's a good show. But he says, yeah, it's full of sex scenes, which I actually didn't know, but it's straight sex scenes. And I say to him, I don't think sexuality has anything to do with it. Like, my parents didn't let me watch sex scenes when I was a kid. And he says, you're honestly embarrassed by me showing my sexuality on TikTok because I'm not a straight white person. But if I was a blonde chick with a hot body doing the simping challenge with my shirtless white boyfriend, you'd show the world and be okay with it. I'm done with this conversation. And I explained to him how I knew someone who had a following because she showed off her body, and TikTok banned her because she had an OnlyFans and promoted it. If you went around with your boyfriend embracing your sexuality, then all power to you. It's just when you're making responses to kids making sexual comments, it'd be the same if it was a gay or straight person doing it, and it'd be the same regardless of your race. And I responded to him by saying, all these reviews from parents pretty much say Bridgerton is for adults and that children shouldn't see it. And in response, he says to me, I am so done with you, Rose. And he mentions these other creators, Zero and Empire, jokes about his pubes, which honestly sounds disgusting. And if he's doing it to children, that is gross, but I could not find this guy anywhere. So if anyone knows about this, please let me know, because I tried to find information about this guy and I could not find anything. And then he says, Garrett Nolan has 10 billion followers for showing off his body. And he says to me, don't speak to me for a while, please. I will reconsider if I would like you to speak in the music video or not. And I said, I don't know who Z Roman Empire is, but I probably have an issue with his content too by the sound of it. Do what you want to do with your content. I'm just saying how I feel. That's all. And immediately after that comment, Victory Rider blocked me from all platforms. And I'm assuming I'll never speak to him again. He has not changed his content at all. In fact, these are some of the videos he's posted just within the past few days as of recording this.
Well, someone's no longer a child, I see. Mother, when is father coming back with the milk? I don't know, child, but if he doesn't come back soon with the milk, I'll force him to make milk myself. Mother, I love you. Can I please get some cookies? Wait, that's not what they meant? Child! Do you like bananas? Not the yellow ones, but the tan ones. Child, I don't think I've ever had a tan banana before, but that's not what they meant. Mother, you have more talent than Charlie. No need to pit two successful, young, 17-year-old teenage women against each other. Mother, I lost my V card. Child, I can't read that, darling. That is wonderful, child. Mother, I'm dying. Their blood dripping down my leg. Child servants! Please put this one out of their misery right now. They seem to be suffering quite a bit. Child servants, there is someone bleeding in the basement. Mother, a snake went up my... Child, one, mind your own business. Your father still has not returned from the store. Mother, I told my teacher she's a hoe 3 and I flipped her off. Serves her right for trying to teach you a thing or two. Mother, why is there frosting on the bed and handcuffs? Long story, child. But he kept on going, so I had to tie him up to the bed. Are you trying to get Mother Victory to eat her vegetables? You were raised right, child.
At the end of the day, I really hope that this video is a wake-up call for you that this kind of content is not okay and that you should be more responsible considering the audience that you have. At the end of the day, I really hope that you learn from this, and I really hope that, you know, you change for the better, because at the end of the day, I mean, you have a big following and I think that you need to be responsible with it. I know that there's not much that I can do to change things, but just by making this video, I hope hope that I can raise awareness. It just disturbs me because the kids that are watching his videos, if their parents ever found out what they were watching, I'm sure they would be horrified. And I don't think that it goes through Victory Rider's head. And I do want to assume the best of him. I do not think he's a bad person. I do not think he's a predator. I do not think he's an abuser. I just think that he makes bad decisions and that the content that he makes could wind up harming people by exposing them to things that they should not be exposed to at their age. I know that when I was 15, I was groomed on the internet. I don't need to go into full detail about what happened, but reading some of these kids' comments and what they made reminded me a lot about the comments that I used to make when I was being groomed. And I just hate to see other children falling into, you know, the same traps that I did when I was that age. So it's a very sensitive topic to me personally, and I just hope that I could have made some sort of impact. So if you're a fan of Victory Riders, or you were a fan, hopefully you saw this video. Probably only get 100 views from this, but honestly, I'm just glad that I get to speak my truth, and hopefully you got some value from this video. Anyway, I haven't posted in like 6 months, and so I'm really glad that I'm finally back to making YouTube videos. Honestly, TikTok, I've just been blowing up so much there, but I just figured, you know, there's certain videos that I can't just make in 1 minute. So I definitely want to start utilizing my YouTube channel a lot more. And obviously, if you like this video, please like, subscribe. All of that means a lot to me. I just got monetized. I hit 4,000 watch hours, huge milestone. 1,000 subscribers, another huge milestone. And I'm just really hoping that, you know, this is the start of something amazing. And thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Chris Hansen here. I have a message for you, Rose Mulet. Thank you for the wonderful entertainment you have provided us with. I'm gonna need you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rose
Mulet.
Warning, very sad. Why don't I have 1 million subs yet? This isn't fair, give me subs. If you wanted sandwiches, you could have just asked. Or you could subscribe to Rose Mulet's channel. I think I'll take the sandwiches.
I don't want it in my mouth. I don't want it in my butt. You know I like coming all over your filth. You're the best children a mother could ask for. I don't even know what kind of mother I would be without my children. Mother, can you buy me a Tesla? Why, yes, of course, dear. This way, love. Darling, just wait right in here. Someone escaped my basement. Who? I need my child servants to go catch this person and put them back in my basement. Well, children, that's enough questions for today. Off to bed you go, back into the basement. Welcome to motherhood, darling. Say hello to your brand new child.
Mom, I can't breathe. Mom, can I have some oxygen, please?
Children and a silly demands. You'll be a great mother, darling. I'll send this one over at once. Going somewhere? Caught once again. Child servants, put this one back in the basement. Tie him up. 24 hours supervision. No food, no water. 5 must-have gifts for Christmas. 1, a PS5. 2, the new iPhone 12. 3, a PS5. 4, a Tesla. And 5, you guessed it, a